It's Carly McAvoy. I wanted to show you how to get to a spreadsheet and make a histogram like this. Used to be, I have a bunch of videos that show going to geogebra.org, and then you can click on Classic in the middle of the page, and you really can't do that anymore. But if you Google GeoGebra Classic, you'll get this right here. And if you open that, it'll give you a chance to go to probability or spreadsheet. So that's what I think you should do. This is how to use GeoGebra to make a histogram or find measures of spread or variation or make a box plot. So let's show you that really quick. After you get here, I'm going to click on spreadsheet. It could be that if you've never been here, you won't have that. You might even have something like this. Does not look like a spreadsheet at this point. So I'm going to go up here, and this is a little bit off screen. There's a circle and a triangle up in the corner. I'm going to click on the dot, dot, dot beside it and go to spreadsheet that way. That's another way to get to it. Here's my spreadsheet over here. I got all this stuff in the middle that I don't want. So I'm going to go to the three dots and close this. And over here, I'm going to click on this and then click on the three dots and close that. Now I have my spreadsheet over to the left. That's how I want it. Once you get it set up that way, it tends to work like that. I'm going to enter some data that I had already. This is just random numbers. Don't need to worry about that. Once I have my data entered, I'm going to highlight that whole set of data. It has to be in gray for this to work. Then go up and click on the histogram picture that you see at the top and choose one variable analysis. That's going to make a histogram for you. And that's what I want you to do for this assignment. When I ask you to make a histogram, I want you to put the data in, and I want you to have the histogram as shown and not do any alterations to it. But you could change, like right now, we had a value of 2, so it's starting right over here at 2. That would be okay. It's got negatives in there. Maybe I don't want that. So I could go to settings and say set my classes manually. And you see that they automatically start at 0 and have a width of 5. And I don't want that. So let's say I want to start at 2 and have a width of 7. I don't know, whatever it is you want. If you do that, then you can see that it will change your the way it looks, right? So I want you to leave it as it looked originally. So that's how I'm going to see whether you entered your data correctly, and then you should get a histogram where you did not set the classes manually. It did it for you. If you were asked to find a box plot up here where it says histogram, you would just choose box plot instead. You can see that the box plot, I have show outliers. So it is showing that outlier there as an X. That's in settings. You could decide not to show outliers or to show outliers, but we want to always show the outliers for what we're doing. If you wanted a box chart, it look like this. That's not what we want. We want the histogram for this assignment. Now you can see where it says export as a picture. And I don't want you to use that because it gives a black background and it's very hard for me to see. Now, if you can export it and then change the color on it, that's great. What I would like you to do is just use your snipping tool. Here's a snipping tool. You can pull that up. And then you just, once you have the snipping tool up, you can click on New. And then you can do a drop down where you show the box like that. Now you've captured that, just the graph, not all that other stuff, and then you can paste that into your document for me. Same thing if you were going to do the box plot, then do the snipping tool and just show me the box plot and make sure you capture the numbers at the bottom. That's important, but not all of this data over here on the left. So that's what I want you to do when I'm asking you to find a histogram, find a box plot. But the other thing you have to be able to do is to find the measures of center and variation. So if you have your graph up and you look over here, you'll see this summation symbol. If you click on that it will show you all of your data. So N means the number of values that I entered. You can see over here I have from 1 to 22. So I did have 22 values. That's correct. The mean is the average. They show you the average right there. This is the standard deviation. That would be for the entire population. We also have standard deviation for a sample. So for most of the problems you're going to have in this class, you're going to use that sample standard deviation and not the population, because we're just looking at a small sample of things, not all of it. And then we have a minimum value of 2. We have a maximum of 145. The median value is the value in the middle. If you line them up from least to greatest, that's going to be 53. Our first quartile is 39, and our third quartile is 81. So we have all those values given to us. We don't have to go and find those, do any calculations on our own. If you don't want to see those anymore, you would just click on that button again and they would go away. So click toggle them on, toggle them off, change between histogram and boxplot by this drop down right here. And that's what you need to be able to do the questions on this quiz. Have a fantastic day. We'll see you next time.